Welcome back to another episode of the Beginner Day Trading YouTube channel. I thank you guys for stopping by in on us. Now, we're trying to grow this channel. We would appreciate if you continue to hit the like button for us. Thank you in advance. Now, let's go ahead and get straight into this. We are going to be talking about setting your stop loss and taking profit inside the WeBull desktop. Now, if you're going to be day trading, swing trading, and some of you that's even trade long term, I would say this is going to be one of the most important aspects to your success. And so, what we want to do first off is come down here where it says settings. Okay, we go to settings, and let me move this here. We're going to click on trade, and then you can see at the bottom there is a stop price for a stop loss order, meaning this is the percentage that you would be willing to lose. So if you're trading, let's say, I don't know, $1,000 at a time, and you're only willing to lose $10 on each trade, then you can put 1%. If you got $100 and you're only willing to lose $1, and you can put 1%. So for me, I like to kind of use 1% increments as a default. And so you can easily change this to 1.5 here. You can do 1.5 there. Okay. And whatever it is you would like to do. So for me, you're going to have to make sure that both of these are checked as well in order for them to default to the right, which you can see here. But for me, I like to usually go with about 1% on each trade, either to the upside or downside. So again, if you want to adjust that there, you can go ahead and do so. Now, I'm gonna uncheck this here. We have NVIDIA open right now. Okay. But what I want to do is I want to go to a different list that I have here, which is more so for leverage ETFs. And we're going to do this Tesla, for example. So Tesla, you can see on the 5 minute chart here is down on the day. We zoom out to the 30-minute chart. You can see this thing really has come to the downside. And so, for example, we're near the level of support, which is also known as a floor that kind of is holding this chart up. So the floor is $9.30. Now, for me, for example, I think we're near it, and there's a potential that we can get a bounce to the upside. So if I were to buy one particular stock, which is here for $9.34, for example, you can see if I said, you know what, I'm willing to go ahead and buy this stock, I'm willing to day trade it. And so I have my stop loss set here. So if things were not to go in my favor, I'd only lose 14 cents. But if it were to go in my favor, I would get 15 cents. And this is just trading the stock outright. Okay. So we're not getting into options right now. This is strictly going in and buying the stock outright. Now, if you want to alter this, right? Let's say I'm going to take this out and I want to manually put my own in there. So, for example, you can do, let's say you want to do, I don't know, $9 and let's say 27 cents. Let's say you want it to be a little bit tighter. And to the upside, you say, you know what, I want to do $9.39 according to where we are now. Okay. So let me make sure I had it right. At the current price, we're gonna either make or we're gonna lose about 7 cents. And then you can make sure that it's at the market here, and then you would do buy. Okay. And it's telling you, it's giving you that confirmation at this particular price. If you get it for a profit, you're gonna walk away with $9.39. If you don't, you're gonna walk away with $9.27. And so we're gonna do buy. So now we're in, you can see right now we're currently down 1 cent. But if this thing moves to the upside, then guess what? Maybe there's a potential profit for us. And one thing I like about this too is, let's say it gets close and you're like, you know what, I'm gonna just take a 5 cent profit. Then you can go ahead and slide it down. Same thing. If it's going a little bit too fast coming to the downside, you can slide this up and take a loss for a less amount. Okay. So let's go ahead and see what happens. It's pretty flat at this point. We've got about 22 minutes left of the market being open, and usually more volatility starts to come at this time of the day, really before this point, but should start to pick up a little bit. So we'll see if we walk out of here in either a profit or a loss. Okay. And so again, we're near this floor here, and basically, the concept for me is to see if we can bounce off of this range of support, which is about 930, and make a little bit of profit there. Okay. Otherwise, we have that threat of losing about 6 to 7 cent here, as we have that stop loss at $9.27. Okay. So, for example, if I said, you know what, this thing is moving a little bit too quickly. I want to slide this up to $9.28 as a stop loss. You can do that and say okay, and that'll go ahead and change it for you. If you say, you know what, I think I want to tighten my profit, then you can move this down to 938 or whatever you want to move it and hit okay. Okay. So now you can see we're 1 cent in the profit right now if we were to close, which it's not really what I, maybe a couple cent on a dollar, but let's see what happens here. Now again, I only did one share in this particular clip here, but usually I do more. I usually trade with about $100 per trade at a minimum. So for those of you out there that you trade $1,000 or so at a time, that's cool. That's cool too. I'm a little bit more conservative, but for those of you that are beginners out here, this is a very, very important teaching right here. And so usually the markets move a little bit quicker than this. So at the bottom, you can kind of see the activity here on since we're using a 5 minute candle, you can see the last 5 minute candle was more selling. The one before that was more selling, so forth and so on. But you can see we had a peak where we had some buying going on. But overall, look at this big red candle here. Most of the day has been a nice sell off. Okay. So we just got stopped out. You guys saw that real time. It came to $9.29. We took our loss, and so these are the types of tools you use in order to live to see another day. So had it gone the opposite way, we'd have made a profit. But in this particular episode here, we took a loss. So you would kind of repeat this process here to kind of protect yourself, protect your wealth. Okay. Now, if I wanted to get back in, for example, I could easily say, you know what, I'll buy this stock where we are now, and you can click the plus sign. So if I hover my mouse here, you can buy in wherever you want. If you want it to be lower, so let me drag this down a little bit. Let's say, you know what, if this thing falls to $9.24, then I'll buy, and then I'll try to take my loss from there. You could also set it here. So where it says order type, you can change that right there to where it says limit, and then you can put like $9.24, for example, and then you can set your stop loss, for example. So if I uncheck it there, you check it, and you can update it if you want to. So let's say see if we can get our 6 cent back or whatever you would want to do. So for a stop loss, we could say 919, and profit we could say let's go for nine. I don't know, $9.30. Okay, so we could do that. We could hit buy and then let it run just like it did before. Okay, so guys, in a nutshell here, this is going to be this really how you set up your stop loss and take profit. Again, remember you come down to the bottom left here where it says settings. If you want it to automatically default for how you want to trade, now, this doesn't mean you have to trade like this every time. This is just kind of like an example. If you wanted to go ahead and already have it set where if you're at work or something and you don't have time to keep looking at this, then you can set it that way. Okay. So otherwise, you can do it manually. If you have time to sit there at your computer, you guys can go ahead and do it manually. Okay. So again, this is how you can set up your stop loss and your take profit orders inside the WeBull desktop app. All right. Appreciate you guys for being here. Please hit that like button, and we're out, guys. Peace.